Okay. Did you say I got a lot to learn? Well, don't think I'm trying not to learn.
I'm Barbara Herr, and I am an actress.
Perfect spot to learn.
As a boy, I was a very shy young man. But when I was Barbara, I was a whole other person. And I liked that person.
Right down to the X, Y, Z of it. I was born in 1955 in the Bronx, New York. Yeah. And my parents named me Robert. Robert Hernandez. Yes, Bobby from the block, absolutely.
I'm very lucky because I have two cultures. My mother's family are from Puerto Rico, from the mountains, from the center of the island. They don't get more jíbaro than them. They taught me the love of being Puerto Rico because, see, being born and raised in New York, in the Bronx, I was around Puerto Ricans, yes, but they were New Yorkers. And it was always very important to me, even as a child, to be able to speak Spanish because my grandparents didn't speak English. I've always loved the music, the culture, the food. I consider myself very puertorriqueña.
And my mom, what can I say about my mom? I mean, my mom was so beautiful, so stunning. I mean, look what she gave birth to.
My mom was a country woman from Puerto Rico, so she wasn't very worldly when she first came to New York. She came here, she was 18, she had my dad, they got married, and she had two boys. I was the youngest. So my mom was very, very, very supportive. She immediately got me enrolled in voice classes. But before I graduated, my mother passed away. Like the driving force behind me, because since she supported me in everything artistic that I did, it was gone. And so I was lost. And my dad, who was a lot more Americanized than my mom, because my dad was born in Cuba, but he came here when he was 10 years old. And so my father was basically raised here in New York. He wasn't very supportive of it because when I started performance, I started as basically a drag queen, is what I did. And he didn't understand how anyone got paid for lip syncing to someone else's voice. He just said that it's ridiculous. When I started, being transsexual was unheard of. They existed, but they were banned. So it was very difficult. And I always knew that that was my identity, but I always kept it quiet. And I had started my transition, and I couldn't do it in Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico was very, very transphobic. Transphobia is even worse than misogyny. It's misogyny plus a whole lot of other things. And then on top of that, I'm Latina. Eventually, I came to New York because this was the only place where I knew I could transition calmly and blend into society. And even then, it was still difficult here as well. I wasn't doing it, but most transsexuals were limited to prostitution, which is what they did. But as an actor, I was having a very, very hard time. It wasn't until recently, when Pose came out, that they started for mainstream TV. And in my case, I was the first trans Latina to present a play that I wrote and that I acted in a theater in New York City. I think my happiest moments are, and will continue to be, when I'm working in what I do. When I'm in the theater, because that's where I come alive. And so I'm right now, it's still 7, 8 years later, the only trans Latina actress who actually does any work in the theater. So I have broken barriers, and I hope for others to come. We deserve to be seen and heard because trans stories need to be told by trans actors.
Oh God, and the makeup. Did you see the makeup? She is the perfect example that if you don't like your face, you just paint a new one on top of it.
So once I started transitioning and I was able to be who I am, then everything changed. My personality changed. My attitude towards life changed. Depression goes away. And all of this came late in life. It wasn't like I was having it early because I started transitioning late. I started late because I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to just go in and have sex reassignment surgery and then regret it. And it wasn't until 2017, and thanks to President Obama and Obamacare, I was able to have my sex reassignment surgery. And I was 62. And I was like, yeah, I guess it's never too late to be who you truly are. And I needed to be, in my heart, I needed to be complete. I could not just be half and half. And this country, the way it is now, you never know. So I would tell my trans kids to take a deep breath and to focus on who they are and to continue living their lives with pride, always, always resisting everything that they throw at us, because we will get through it. Because I am not leaving this country because somebody doesn't like me. So no, we fight back. We'll be fine. We will be fine.